Today I'm comparing the reworked Miya twins and their brand new flow serve against Timeskip Oigawa and his super serve because both these characters have servability, so I thought it could be interesting to compare them and see which one's better. Also, be sure to subscribe and join Discord because it helps a ton. First, we have the Miya twins that when first released was a style that was similar to Bokuto on one twin with a stuffed block and on the other twin Kageyama. Pretty much two godly characters in one that could be swapped back and forth once every 5 seconds, and they were released about a month ago to a lot of hate that I'll say right now wasn't deserved. He was still one of the best styles in the game, especially in the right hands. But hearing this backlash against the characters, he has now been reworked and made into a limited, sadly. And this rework didn't change much, but it did give him a new float serve that is supposed to operate as a mini curve spike. To use this, simply tilt back when you go to serve and the ball will float and curl. You can play with the power, the height that you hit it, the direction you're facing, get incredibly creative with this serve. I have a short showing 3 of his better serve techs right now, but there's genuinely a lot you can do with this style if you get creative and mix it up. And I plan to drop a full video on just his serve techs and maybe include TSO in there as well. Timeskip Oigawa is the newest secret released. He has fairly balanced stats across the board, not really have a weakness outside of his block being lower than his godly version, but blocking isn't really meta like receiving is, and he has insane speed, very good defensively at the back court. He has a max jump, good enough spike, max set, and then his rainbow serve. But overall, this character is just pretty much a well-rounder. This rainbow serve, when timed in this window all the way at the end of his serve bar that only he has, will when serve cause the enemy to get knocked to the ground and have to get back up, and sends the ball flying based on how the enemy received it. Before, his serve would shoot back every time and force the enemy team to have a weak first possession pretty much, no matter what, or just outright score since some slower characters then couldn't get all the way to it. Now they can sort of position themselves to help shut down this serve since it won't always send it back and far out, which was to make it more skill based I suppose, but I see this as a pretty direct nerf. Both these characters are very similar in the sense they are well-rounders with serve's abilities, which makes them innately 2v2 characters. Timeskip Oigawa, I would say, is more intuitive to use. Hit this bar and you're going to get a hard serve that's going to give your team an advantage on this possession, and you're just always a well-rounder kind of with your statistics, whereas the Miya twins takes a level of skill to fully bring out how good of a well-rounder they are, since you have to swap back and forth fluidly throughout a match, but have a higher ceiling, I think, as well because of it. And with their serve, it's much more versatile, as in it's a built-in mini curve spike rather than just a straightforward serve that has insane power. So I see that as a little more versatile in the sense you can hit more creative spots with it and do a little more rather than just send a piss missile to the other side of the court. Part of the problem with both these characters is servability just not being great for larger modes, since there's more people on their side of the court to receive them, and at the higher modes you go up in, the less often you will even be serving. And on top of that, if the enemy team is sort of rolling and you aren't, you're not going to get a chance to even serve at all. Both these styles though still dominate 2v2s, and 2v2s being very quick with a good serve and a good capability to score is sort of meta. Serve because it's very easy to get serves through in 2s, being very quick because you need to cover more of the court solo and defend better, and good capability to score like jump and spike for obvious reasons because that's how you get points. And both of these characters have that, so I think no matter what, both these characters are going to be very solid for 2s no matter what. Deciding this though is easy for me. Timeskip Oigawa is a style that even before the nerf was largely not at all good in every mode outside of 2v2s, and now that his serve was nerfed, which was what primarily made him good in 2s, along with just having good stats to go with it, I'd say he is bottom of the barrel. I really don't understand the nerf to his serve. He was a character that didn't have much going for him outside of 3 at most serves at a time, and I want to stress this, outside of the serve you just a regular dude, nothing really scary about you. So in modes where you get to serve less, or if your opponent's on a hot streak, you're just a nobody. So this nerf is puzzling, and I've done a few other verses before, and this is the first time I could say that I don't think there's ever really a reason to pick one over the other. Like in no scenario or game mode do I think Timeskip Oigawa is even close to the Miya twins currently. And you may say, well, Kat, what about the Miya twins? Their ability is a serve as well. Well, in my opinion, their serve is quite strong and allows you to play mind games with the opponent, mixing in floaters with non-floaters, different lineups and angles that literally can't be hit on any other server without the use of curve spike. And I'll admit, a serve ability can largely be nullified in 3s and up, like I said before, against good opponents. But even then, he has more going for him just as a base character if his serve is getting shut down. Like, he just as a character has more going for him as well outside of his serve. And now I think their serves are about even. Like, I prefer the Miya twins, but I think you can make an argument for either of them. But mind you, he is max or near max in every single statistic. He can play in the box for stuff blocks along with his max jump and spike, or backcourt with his speed and then set as well. He has it literally all. Where he isn't a great threes and up style, like I said before, I think his serve has a higher chance of acing in those modes, and he is just okay in those modes, where Timeskip Oigawa I think is largely irrelevant the larger modes you go up. And I want to stress, I don't think Timeskip Oigawa is a bad character, same way I don't think Kimuro is a bad character. If you compare both these styles to literally any of the Galdies or below, they are just better. Like, just stats alone, they're incredibly good characters, and if you are good, you can win with either. I just think that both of them are the worst out of the secrets. But if you have them, you're still on a very good character with a ton of upside. So keep that in mind when rolling off of them with 3 lucky spins just to get a Jiri and now be screwed. And that's another thing. I see so many people doing that, which I would almost never roll off of a secret, by the way. But if you do, at least build up a ton of lucky spins. I see so many people telling me that they rolled off of the Miya twins back when he just got released with like 10 lucky spins just to then like get Kuze or something. And then now for the Miya twins to get buffed, but not only get buffed, he's going limited too. So in my opinion, I would really not roll off of any secret besides maybe Kimuro, but that's just because he's permanent. And even then, I still want to roll off of Kimuro. And even though I stress all of you that the Miya twins are better in my opinion, I think it's only like a 5 to 10% like difference at most. I said this during my tier list video as well, but I think all of the secrets are incredibly well balanced to a degree. They all have insane statistics, and I think they're all only about 5 to 10% of each other, outside of maybe Timeskip Kageyama, who I think is far and away the best. But all the others, I would say they're very well balanced, and I can make an argument for playing almost any secret style, and they can fit in somewhere, and you can do something with all of them. So if you had Timeskip Oigawa, don't roll off of them. But be sure to tell me your guys' opinion on both these styles. Personally, this is hard because Oigawa is my favorite character in Haikyuu, but Oigawa is just not it for me.